Good evening, viewers, and welcome to Premier Sport Fan Center. This is our live watch along show, and today our focus is on the La Liga. Well, already we've seen Barcelona play 15 matches, and also Mallorca have played 15 matches in the La Liga. Barcelona still stand at 1 point away from the European champion Real Madrid with a game in hand. Today is another exciting feature. We've seen Barcelona last 3 matches has been questionable, but let's see if again they're going to redeem themselves with this match against Mallorca. Remember, Mallorca have not been in any European championship for the past 20 years, but they're gradually picking up their mojo this season with 7 victories, 3 draws and 5 lost in this season, and right now they are sitting 6th. Yeah, good for Conference League position, but how long are they going to sit on that position? Yeah, we have 90 minutes to see if again they can stand the pressure Barcelona will be bringing to them. And talking about Barcelona, Hansi Flick started in a very good note, yeah, in the La Liga with 11 victories in 12 matches, but the recent matches is the ones that are questionable. But let's see again if Barcelona will pick their mojo back again against Mallorca in this encounter. Well, I will not be alone to talk about this very particular matches because a lot of in-depth analysis will have with me. Doki, you are welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, viewers, good evening, fans all over the world. We appreciate your staying with us, and this is going to be another lovely evening of football. La Liga, we know, is the second watch league in the world, and after the Premiership, and it's La Liga. So right here, we're going to be talking and looking at La Liga tonight. And Barca, the league leaders presently, are facing Mallorca. And they're on 8 or 9, thereabout. They're trying to get a spot in France in Europe. And we hope that they will give Barca a serious run for their money today. Barca has been trying to get through the defense of that team for the past 9 minutes. Nothing has happened so far. So the hope is Barca should get back to winning ways. And for Mallorca fans, the hope is they can get a pound of flesh from Barcelona for punishing them all these years.
Yeah, we saw a lot of press conference with Hansi Flick, and he's very, very assured of the boys that they're going to pick back. He said these guys are young, and definitely we expect to see ups and downs in the squad. But given the assurance that the squad will pick back, given the fact that Lamine Yamal is back and some other players we were injured are back. I can see Kubasi already picking a yellow card. He's also back. I thought would not be featuring in this encounter. Yeah, Kang-In is also in the lineup. Well, before I read the lineup, Doki, with these players, Lamine Yamal back, and I thought Kubasi will not be playing here. He's here. He's playing. Casado is here. I think the squad is gradually coming back.
Yeah.
But there's no Lewandowski. Yes,
Lewandowski is actually seated because of his performance at the last game.
Okay.
Hansi Flick criticized him a lot, and he actually blamed Barca losing Lewandowski, taking his chances and not releasing balls for other people to.
And that is the moment for Barcelona, and that is the first goal.
Ferran Torres replaced
Ferran Torres.
So you can see the dividends of Hansi Flick.
You're talking about it.
He actually he told Lewandowski they had a brawl on Monday morning, and in fact they took about 30 minutes to talk about the game. They played against Las Palmas on Saturday.
Las Palmas,
and a lot was blamed on Lewandowski and the midfield. The pressure was on them not defending well from the midfield, exposing the central defenders, and Lewandowski not giving the balls as he should have. Even in places where he didn't have a good chance, he should have released the ball for others to shoot, which he didn't do. So he's starting Ferran Torres in place of Lewandowski at the hatchet position this evening. And you can see Ferran Torres putting in the ball behind the goal line and for the first goal for Barcelona at 12 minutes, which is a wonderful one. So let's see if they can continue with the pace.
All right, looking at the goal scored by Ferran Torres, it cost him nothing. on single-handedly got that goal for Barcelona out of a defensive error from Mallorca. 3 defenders, including the goalkeeper, Roman, Arelo, Vedat, central back defenders. There was confusion in the midst. There was an error. Ferran took the advantage, got that goal out of nothing.
It's actually not out of nothing. If you look at the concept of Hansi Flick, it is about pressure and attack. His own position is keep the pressure on, keep the attack on. The pressure is in when they have the ball. When they are in possession, keep the pressure on them. Make sure they don't get the right passes. Make sure they don't string more than 2 or 3 passes before you recover the ball. The attack is you have the ball. You're not looking at playing parallel football or fine football. Keep pushing forward into the opponent's third. You want to get to the opponent's final third and their dangerous area. That's Hansi Flick's concept. And he was annoyed they didn't do a lot of that in the last game. They were busy playing the ball in the midfield and roaming around and displaying skills, which is not, if you look at the way the Germans play, and Hansi Flick has coached the great FC Bayern Munich, he doesn't entertain so much of flary football. They play direct football, they play attacking football, and they get as many chances as possible against the opponent.
Now, before we look at the last the lineup for this match, let's also talk about, apart from the last match against Las Palmas, we saw them lost against Real Sociedad 1-0 in that encounter. They squandered a 2-0 lead against Celta Vigo. And now they lost against Las Palmas 2-1. 3 matches that they were supposed to get points from, and they lost against it. So, don't you think it's gradually getting into the players, or don't you think it's something they're going to overcome?
No, that's actually a challenge. You can't keep winning. Real Madrid had their own time. In fact, before their last victory, lost 2 matches, they played a draw. So Barca lost 2 matches and played their own draw. So this is supposed to be their comeback game. They're supposed to bounce from the losses and then come back here. And this might just be the right place for them to get some confidence before going into next.
All right, before going to Euros, let's quickly look at the lineup of this encounter here. Well, let's first of all talk about Mallorca. Mallorca is playing a 4-2-3-1 formation here with Roman as the goalkeeper. And for the 4 men at the back line there, where we have Muriqi, Aurelio, Vedat, and Mateo. Then 2 men up front of the defender. Here we have Samu Costa. Yeah, we have Malenis. Then 3 men forward here from the left wing, where we have Dada, Sanchez at the middle, and Valeri. Then we have Muriqi at the forward man there. That's the focal man up front for Mallorca. Then for Barcelona playing a similar formation here, 4-2-3-1 formation 2, just like Mallorca. Yeah, where we have Inaki Pena as the goalkeeper. Then from the right back there, we have Koundé, Kubasi, and Martinez pairing as the central defenders there. Then Balde at the left back there. Then up front, we have Pedri and Casado. Then Yamal up front from the right wing, and Olmo at the middle. Then Rafinha from the left. Then Ferran Torres as a focal forward man there, who just got a goal, to represent himself.
Yes, that's actually the concept. Give Yamal enough room to run on the flanks. Give Rafinha some room to run on the flanks. And give Ferran Torres enough mobility in the center. He's supposed to be playing as, not as a hatchet man, but as a, a false 9. He's supposed to be going forth, giving them serious defense issues, putting pressure on their goalkeeper and their last line of defense, and at the same time supporting the midfield, collecting the ball, and making sure that they get the ball into the final third of the opponent as often as possible, which is the job of Ferran Torres in that place. You understand the way Barcelona is configured. There is no particular replacement for Lewandowski in that team. No hatchet man replacement, no out-and-out striker in their depth. So it's either you're bringing in Paul Victor, who is more of a winger, or you're bringing in Ferran Torres, who is more of a winger as well. And Lamine Yamal has displaced all those guys from taking their first shot in those wings. And the way Rafinha plays is always on point. He's tireless worker, he's a very efficient player. He gets the goals even when nothing is happening, and he puts in a lot into defense. So you can't take out Rafinha as well. So Lamine Yamal, who has proven that he is the best young player in the world over and over. He won the Ballon d'Or Copa. He won the Golden Kid again for FIFA. And here to he has a place, a permanent fixture in that place. Look at that. That would have been a beautiful cross. There was an intended target for Lamine Yamal. Okay, so just let's expect a lot of action. And this kind of game, expect to have more goals. At least we should have about 3-4 goals in this kind of encounter. Barca should score at least 3-4 goals before they can satisfy the coach, because he wants to see.
All right, expecting 3 or more goals in this encounter. So right now it's back to the goalkeeper of Barcelona, Inaki Pena, in their own penalty area. Yeah, the final thought on returning it back again. Yeah, this time around he send it to Koundé. Koundé send that one to Pedri. Yeah, from the middle of the park there, battling with the players there. It is dangerous moment there. Send that one to the right here, trying to link up Balde. And oh my grace! Oh my goodness! That was a beautiful build up by Barcelona.
Exactly,
And Mallorca were just lucky there. Roma, the goalkeeper of Mallorca, was the saving grace. That would have been a goal.
Yeah, it should have been a goal actually, even without the keeper. Ferran Torres is not a very efficient striker. You can see the way he touched the ball. White Lewandowski, that might have ended at the back of the net, because he's an experienced goal poacher. Understands how to face 1v1 situation very well, and that was the position Ferran Torres found himself, but he didn't make a good use of the 1v1 position. He had the goalkeeper, he had a volley coming. All he needed was a tap with a good direction, and he tapped it right in front of the keeper, which was too proximal to the goalkeeper, and the guy just put his hand to it and saved the ball. But that's exactly what we're expecting to see. The kind of formation they are playing here is not even 4-2-3. Look at it very well. It is 3-2-3-1. Because Alexander Balde is playing as a winger. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
So he might start from the back to defend.
Yeah.
But most of the time, he's the one throwing the squad play.
Yeah.
He was the one that just crossed for Ferran Torres now.
Yeah.
And it was the first. It was also the person that crossed from the first goal that created a chance for them.
So it's another moment here for Barcelona. And this time into the penalty area and they cross. And another miss again. It's Lamine Yamal for Barcelona inside the box there. Oh, I just hope this don't come back to hurt them with all these misses right now from Barcelona. You know.
Yeah, well, that's football for you. You have your chances. You take your chances. You might get to regret it. Lamine Yamal had a good chance there. He could have controlled the ball. He could have played it carefully. There was no pressure on him directly. He could have stopped that ball before taking the shot. But you know, he's a developing player. Let's just cut him some slack. He's still developing. He will make such mistakes. Lionel Messi at that kind of position will have been recording and rejoicing now with his signature celebration. But Lamine Yamal, we believe, should grow up to that position. Even better, because stats have already beaten Lionel Messi's statistics at his age, at 17. Messi didn't have all these accolades at club level and even at national level.
Yeah.
So he's actually in for a new record. Messi had all those red records, and for you to break it, you have to be a better person, setting a new world record altogether. So let's keep our eyes open and keep our fingers crossed. I mean, Yamal still has a lot of time to. And good thing is playing it from where they enjoy ball on the floor. So the ball is moving. They keep attacking there in the second half of the. Getting into the third half, dangerous position and the penalty area of the opponent. And that's where Barca wants to play their football. And that's what we expect to see today.
All right, that's what we expect to see today right now. It is Barca building in their own half, and Koundé so the ball there and linked up to his Kasaide and Balde with the ball right now. Playing to a Mallorca defender on him, sliding tackle there, recover the ball from Balde. And a moment here was being brought down, and the referee has just given another yellow card.
So Casado is
and
getting
another
a card.
yellow card to.
He just came back from a suspension of 4 cards. Now he's building it up again.
Wow.
That's not good. Time his tackles better. That was a poorly timed tackle. Shouldn't have gone with that slider. Avoided that.
Wow, that's Casado now. 2 players picking a yellow card, Casado and Kubasi. That's not good for Barcelona.
That's
probably with so many yellow cards, an opportunity can come. They just want to, okay, let's get the yellow card. Instead of a yellow card, it will be a red card.
Yeah, and because they are limited by the yellow card and the hinge of the axe of getting the red card is hanging around their neck, they will want to avoid playing with all their strength, and the opponents might just take advantage of that.
All right, I thought that has gone past the byline there, but the linesman in front of the linesman says play on game, and it's a moment for Mallorca in the box there, and they cross there, nobody in particular, to better one into the net from the left wing there. Still in the byline, they crossed there, and they headed that one there well wide. It is now the last man is showing his flag there, against Mallorca. But look at that, that would have been an offside. I thought the referee would have raised his flag, but he didn't raise it. Probably after scoring the goal, they will start checking VAR. But
my challenge with them not raising the flag for obvious offside positions,
yeah, very obvious,
is that these players can injure themselves while trying to defend or trying to score. And then you will rule off the tackle, rule off the move, when you should have stopped it from happening. Some players might have been injured and taken out from a false tackle.
From a false play.
Yeah, from a false play.
But that is football. That is football. It's part of the fun. So let's see what Barcelona will they be able to get a victory here to go 4 points away from Real Madrid, even though they have 2 games in hand after this one. But we know that Real Madrid is looking beatable these days in the La Liga.
Yeah, Real Madrid, even in Europe, they have been trashed well in Europe. They played 5 matches in Europe, amassing only 4 points or so. Yeah, I think it's just 4 points in 5 matches. So from what should have been 15 points, they got only 4 points. So they are sitting in relegation zone for UEFA Champions League next round already. So they are actually beatable. They are actually defeatable right now. They are vulnerable. That's the word I was looking for. Pretty vulnerable. And
so Mallorca attacking from the left side. Now send that one to the box there, but no player was around. They return again, another cross, but that one has been blocked. Still Mallorca in control of the ball from the left wing, just some meters away from the box there, from the box yard there, and still Mallorca how the ball went through, but the linesman actually raised his flag there, and it's going to be an offside. Oh, look at that.
That call should have been in a long time before.
Another late call again by the referee and the linesman. So they have to time the officiating very well.
They need to time it.
So it is the 25th minute of this encounter in the La Liga Matchday 16 for Barcelona and Mallorca, and it is 1-0 right now in favor of Barcelona. That goal was the only goal was scored by Ferran Torres in this game.
Now, one of the things I see in La Liga this season is that Atletico Madrid even stands a better chance at fighting for the trophy than Real Madrid. They have an array of players who are yet to get to their maximum, the maximum potential. The likes of Julian Alvarez, the young man that just moved into the club. And, if you understand Diego Simeone well, he's always bringing in players for cheap. And if possible, he will get a player from you on loan. Oh, that's a foul.
That's an elbow to the neck.
That is a foul.
Wow.
That is a foul. That might cost Barcelona something.
All right, so you talk about Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid sitting third on the table of the La Liga with 32 points. Just 2 points up behind Real Madrid, 2 points behind Barcelona, and 1 point behind Real Madrid. So they're still in contention.
Yeah, they are very, very much in.
Oh, Inaki, penal out of his territory here. That would have just been a drop on his head. But hey, the player there actually missed his timing and he has lost that one.
You know, Barca is using a very high line. Look at where they're defending from. Midline.
Midline, and they cut them off from the midline. That was an offside play.
Yes, that's the whole idea. Stay on the midline before they take the shot. So any player beyond the midline is obviously offside. However, this can be broken. Real Madrid couldn't break that offside trap throughout in their last encounter versus Barcelona because they had as many as 8 offsides blown against them, with Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, both of them just running into offside positions. However, some other teams have been able to break that offside trap. Monaco did at a point in time, and they were able to get a goal, defeated Barcelona in that offside trap.
Okay, looking at that in offside traps, it's been said, do Barcelona have a player with a pace? Because after that trap has been break, the next thing is depend on your pace. Can you catch up with the striker that is going for the counter? Do they have players with play?
Well, the pace is going to depend on exactly. I think it's a positional thing, a situational thing. You might just get the player who can run faster than you. Kubasi is not a slow player. He has pretty average
That's
speed.
a beautiful move there by Olmo, but the referee say play on.
And Araujo, by the time he returns also, it's not a slow player. He's a fast player. So yes, they can actually defend that trap is broken. But you don't want to have your trap broken, especially when you're keeping very high lines and you're using only 3 central defenders. 3 defenders.
So it's a moment for Mallorca right now. Yeah, in the Golden Square area there, where all games are arranged there to get a goal there. So right now, go to the right, left flank there, Mallorca trying to break up that Barcelona defense. But let's see how long it will take them to break that. And a cross swinging from the left to the right. Still Mallorca in control of the ball, but that one they've had another wayward. But hey, that one was able to recover that. Still Mallorca with the ball. Yeah, good touches from Mallorca, and they're trying to drive into the box here of the Barcelona. Trying to cross there, but that one has been blocked, and it's going to be a corner kick to Mallorca. Yeah.
You can see the pressure coming from the Mallorca end. You can look at their attack. They are not allowing Barcelona to pass the ball. They are not allowing them to play the ball. They are putting so much press on their players, especially midfield. And they are making sure that Barca doesn't even get out of their own penalty area because this is their home soil. The fans are for them. So any touch on the Mallorcan players will evoke a lot of noise, and the referee's sentiment to come in. And then Barca wants to focus on using counter-attack. This is Dani Olmo.
And it's a moment of counter, 3 against 1 for Barcelona.
3v1. What would they do? Oh no! Oh no! That was the wrong player to give the ball. Ferran Torres will not take advantage of
Went
such.
down cheaply.
He shouldn't have given Ferran Torres the ball. He should have reserved the ball for Lamine Yamal. Ferran Torres will not take advantage of
Look
that.
at that moment, there was a contact on him.
Well, the VR is not looking. They're not even checking. And that's the poor part of it.
Oh, 2 confusion there for the goalkeeper and the defender there. But they're just lucky that that was not going directly to the post. That would have been a dangerous situation for Barcelona. So right now Barcelona playing from their own final third. They have to build all over again from their own box here, and they're taking their time, slow the pace of the game, waiting for Mallorca to come out there. Yeah, but they went through the middle of the park there, running, and a good cross there, trying to lick Lamine Yamal, but Lamine Yamal couldn't get to that one, and he just have a touch to the back to the goalkeeper there. So Barcelona still with the ball in the middle of the park there, and it's Balde with the ball. Beat his man.
And he sends his man to the moon.
Body work there.
Sent him on an expenditure. Say, come and go and look for treasure somewhere. Get out of here, you.
That was a body work there. He sent him to the wrong way, and he obeyed. That's one of those things you get from football. But hey, the ball right now with Mallorca, and he crosses the balls again. But beautiful defensive work there by the Barcelona center back Kubasi, who is already running on the yellow card in this encounter. So still Mallorca from they always focus on the left wing. What did they see from the left wing? Did they think Kang-In is that weak for them to override him because they want to work more from the left?
Actually, it's not just about Conde. It's about their own class of players and their strategy. Their best legs are possibly on that side, and that's where they are playing from. It's a strategic thing. They are playing from that position, and what Barca needs to do in response is to provide more players and more legs in that area to counter their attacks. The left flank.
All right. It's a goal kick to Barcelona, but decided to go for a short pass to the goalkeeper. And right now, it's send that one to Koundé, who release it to the middle of the park. But that one was headed back to the half of Barcelona, but they have to battle from the Barcelona own half. Right now, it is Mallorca who won the ball, and they gave back to the left again, and they cross this time around. Not out of danger, a shot blocked again by Barcelona. Return shot again, and all the shots were being blocked there by the Barcelona defense. Oh, what a game, and it's a moment here for Barcelona. Now send that one to the right. A moment here, it was Lamine Yamal who sent that cross there, and a moment there, cross the ball to nobody. Yeah. And good run there by the Mallorca centre back there. And we turned that defense to attack here. But there is a collusion here against the Barcelona player there. And you can see Hansi Flick there on his feet this time around, you know, cheering the players up.
Will have another card. And
that should not be to Barca, it should be to Mallorca.
Okay, the Mallorca player gets it.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Look at that.
Inigo Martinez was injured.
He went for a stamp. Look at that. He lost the ball, so he had no option but to go for a stamp. So the referee caught him there and they gave him that yellow card. So it's going to be a yellow card against Mallorca. And let's quickly see the player who was actually giving that a yellow card in this encounter against her. So far, so good. We've seen 2 yellow cards for Barcelona. Kubasi had an early yellow card in the 3rd minute of the game, and Caicedo had a 1 in the 23rd minute of the game. And this time around, it's a yellow card to Mallorca player to confirm the player to you any moment from now. So it's a free kick, but Barcelona decided to go back to their own half in this game. So bringing passes from the middle of the park. Yeah, and they're so confident with it. And not in a haste, doing it gradually, but it's decided to go to the middle. And again, they lost that one. It's going to be another throw into Barcelona. So this yellow card was given to Mafeo, yeah, for roughing. That yellow card was at the 35th minute of this game. Yeah, Pablo Mafeo, yeah, the defender is aged 27 years. Yeah, he got that goal. I got that yellow card in this encounter. So it's 36 minutes into the first half, and it's a Barcelona 1, an early goal scored in the 12th minute by Ferran Torres. Yeah, and Mallorca 0. So wherever you are watching us from, let's hear your own view. You can send your own view, your comment in our comment section here as the match is ongoing. Whatever your thoughts are, this is live watch along show. As the show is going on live, whatever your feelings are, you are free to share it with us here in the studio. And you can also send your prediction and also let us know where you are watching Premier Sport Fan Center from. Yeah. So far so good. We have seen the first 37 minutes of this game. Is it looking like a game Barcelona is going to win today?
Well, Barca still has the mental advantage and they still have the domination. However, Mallorca has come forth on several occasions. They have actually replied Barca's advanced attacks, stating clearly that they are not here to watch football, but to come here
it's a beautiful moment for
Why will Ferran Torres do that?
Oh.
Why will he do that?
Whoa. He was betrayed by his first touch. Honestly, that first touch was
that's
much
a disappointment.
Look at that first touch was what actually betrayed him. Look at that.
Come on, take a look at that.
He would have even got 1 touch.
He could have taken a shot, or you could control that ball, but come on, that was disappointing. That's the second time he will be making 4 touches in the 18 of the opponent. You can't get into that position and be making wrong touches. You are a professional footballer for that matter.
Oh, my grace. Look at that a beautiful build-up play by Barcelona, and again wasted. This is the 3rd time they're wasting such opportunity.
Well,
and as Flick talked about being clinical in front of goal.
Exactly.
We talked about it, and it's actually happening right here. The plays are good, the link-up plays are good, the passes are actually good, but the finishing is what is not good here.
It's about finishing. So if you can play around and you can put the ball in the net of the opponent, and then you can have anything happen to your team when they come back at you. It's all about who scores, not about who dribbles or who creates more chances. The games are decided by goals. You can't win it if you don't score goals.
Yeah,
You just have to score
so the
goals.
games are decided by goal, and right now it is still Barcelona. Lamine Yamal send the pass to his teammate there.
Casado.
Side, so they're still holding on to the ball, and I send that one again. Barcelona building. Yeah, I thought they would have shifted position, but hey, he decided to hold on to the ball.
That's Pedri.
Yeah, send that one to Pedri, and Pedri to Valde. Valde with the ball, holding on to it, and they send it again. They return that one back again, and
Martinez will send it to Paul Kubasi, and Kubasi will return it to Charles Kunde. Kunde will return it back to Paul Kubasi. Paul Kubasi, where does he go? He at his field. He gives it to Casado. Casado would get it through, and it comes to Pedri. You know, Pedri will dance around before he releases the ball. He's going to do the dance. It's his natural genetic thing. He can't avoid it. It's just something he can't do it. So Pedri has the ball again, and what does he do? He sends a longish one down the left flank back to Alexander Balde, who is supposed to send it straight down to Rafinha, but Rafinha will offset the referee by bridging on some player, and he gets he gets a call for a foul there. It's a push on Mallorca. So the game is stopped for a free kick in the penalty or in the first quarter of Mallorca.
yeah, so Mallorca will take that one as the goalkeeper. Roma will be taking that one for Mallorca. You know, talking about Mallorca, I think they've actually given good account of themselves. Sit on the table, and it's so it's a moment here for Barcelona, and it's Rafinha again. Can they miss this one again? Another opportunity. Oh my grace!
Very poor touches. Now Pedri dancing again.
You know, so many wrong touches in the final area for Barcelona, and I think they need to work on that. They need to work on that. They are finishing right now. Look at it. You know, even the number of defenders are not much.
It's not much about working on it. It's about the player, the quality of the player the ball comes to that area. If it comes to Ferran Torres, be sure that he will not get it right, because his first touch or second touch is usually bad. If it comes to a Pedri, he will possibly dance before he takes any move. But if it gets to Lamine Yamal, yes, he has quick thinking, reflexes, initiative. Gets it to Lewandowski, yes, he can take quick decision. Even Rafinha can take good decisions on a number or more occasions than when he faults it. So it's about the player that the ball comes to. It came to Ferran Torres, and be sure bundle it, and that's what he just did.
So talking about the statement made by Ansu Flix, where because of Lewandowski's performance in the last encounter, he decided to feed Ferran Torres. But don't you think that even with that Lewandowski weaknesses, to me still look better than Ferran Torres?
Yes, Lewandowski, of course, a half Lewandowski is better than full or 150% Ferran Torres, yeah. Especially when he's playing the hatchet position. Know that. However, the coach needs to put the team in order, and he needs to punish players. Yes, so he needs to show certain players that, look, messed it up the last time. Because of your decisions, team suffered, so you should sit it out.
But also, apart from the punishment again, what did Lewandowski get for all his brilliant performance in the previous matches? He has actually done well this season too. If you ask me, this is one of his best seasons as a footballer. Even when he was in Barcelona, we didn't see this kind of season. When it's the first, the first 11, 12 matches, So if at 2-3 matches he did not come with his best A game, will he be punished this way? And there's a 1-on-1 situation there for Mallorca, and it is a goal for Mallorca. That is an equalizer, but that looks like an offside.
It's going to be ruled off as an offside. Let's not celebrate.
That is an offside.
Yeah, because the guy made an attempt for the ball. He went towards the ball or he turned. So the VAR is going to and call it off.
You know, that's what we are talking about. You know, they wait after they score the goal before they start doing the work. The last man should be doing this. I saw this one from a distance. That was it was on the offside. Look at it.
At this point, it was off. But this guy was off. This guy was off. This one that went for it's an offside. Let's just wait for the decision of the side referee.
But it's like the one that scored the goal was not offside. That is another thing again, because from what I saw,
it's about the person that delivered the ball.
Well, I think we need to have we have to show that we need to look at the replay here.
Even the last man that touched the ball.
Well, let's see what the referee's final decision will be here, because
we'll have to wait for it.
Yeah, we have to wait for VAR.
You know, but you were saying it earlier. Will he not hunt Barcelona later if they keep missing their chances?
Okay, look at it.
It's hunting them now.
Look at the player that scored it. It was not off.
Look at this guy here. This guy here.
Was he the one that scored? It was not the one that scored.
This one here.
That is a goal. That ball is a goal. And the goal stands.
They're counting it.
The goal stands. So right now, it is 1-1 in this encounter. Barcelona 1 at the 44th minute of this encounter. Yeah, Mallorca 1, Barcelona 1. That goal was scored by their number 9, Muriqi. Yeah, an assist from Mafao, one of the players who is already having a yellow card, and you can see the disappointment in Ansu Flick's face here.
That should not be. That goal should not have stood. That goal should not have stood.
You know, the replay actually showed that. It's like Mallorca said they're not done yet. Going for the second goal here, and it's a moment for Mallorca. But he lost that one because his decisions actually were not the best of decisions in this encounter. So it's still Barcelona with the ball, but it went down cheaply, and the referee,
Pedri will dance. He must dance. It's difficult for him to get the ball and quickly roll it. He must dance around. He must try to find his balance, and that's going to be one of his greatest undoing. However, it's not a bad one if you can keep your possession, because Xavi also plays like that. Xavi could hardly get the ball and just throw it. Yeah, according to him, he discovered he was slow in delivering the ball, so he learned how to turn in circles. So he's going to go 360 with the ball whenever he had it, just to make sure he keeps possession and get the ball through to his target.
So Barcelona right now have to go back ahead again. Just this is the 45th minute. It is exactly break time here, but there's added on time here. So Barcelona have a limited time here.
That's a foul. That's a penalty. The referee says no. That's a block.
Let's have a look on that. No penalty. His body contact, no penalty.
No. He had his two hands on him.
It's body to body, so no penalty there. No. So back to the goalkeeper, Roma sent a long one into the middle of the park there, and back to the Inakapena, the goalkeeper of Barcelona, who sent that one to Kaunde. Kaunde has a man on him, and they lost that one cheaply. Mallorca recovered that one, and they were to the attack from the left wing. Can he catch up with that? Yes, he caught up with it, and they crossed into the box there. But that cross was deflected there, and Mallorca again recovered the ball in the half of Barcelona, and they will want to build into the penalty area, but again cleared out by Barcelona, and Barcelona will fancy their chances of a counter here. This is a defensive error, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Can he make it two? Oh my goodness, how on earth will he miss that? Can he recover his image? Oh my grace!
Yeah!
What? What a miss for Barcelona! Bro, man, Barcelona are not clinical at all.
See,
one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
One here, and he's facing the keeper, Rafinha. We expected much more from him. Player of his caliber, the captain of the team. Why will he take the ball with his right foot? That's his weak foot.
And I think Barcelona have a lot of work to do. They have a lot of work to do with their finishing. Look at that. Look at that. I told you it was onside. It was actually onside. That was why the man in the front left that ball for him.
But he went towards the ball.
Yeah.
As long as he went towards the ball first, it should have been penalized.
No. He didn't touch the ball.
No.
And it was not. It was not in the.
The rule is this: if you went in the direction of the ball, it means you had an intention to touch the ball. You should have been penalized.
So the rule is that if your being off has anything to do with being part of the goal, like you being off maybe cost the goal. Look at it. It was they were almost at the middle of the part of the field there. That was when all those things happened. So he had nothing to the build up.
It had a lot to do with it. Yeah. He went towards the ball. The moment you approach the ball, if you are in an offside position, anyone that approaches the ball will be blown as penalized for being offside. If he didn't move at all and remained stationary, it's another thing. And we know that one was going for it. But he was going to the ball, and then when the other guy caught up with him, he eased off.
He withdraw.
That's an offside.
All right,
they keep changing these things every day to favor them, just because Real Madrid must win.
All right, it is half time in that encounter between Mallorca versus Barcelona, and it was an interesting first half. We saw Barcelona came smoking in the first minute of the game, but we had an early yellow card that was actually given to Kubasi in the 3rd minute. Barcelona continued their dominance in that game, and Ferran Torres got the goal in the 12th minute. Yeah, and at the point we saw Mallorca came back to the game, getting better and better as the game goes on in the first half, and they created a lot of chances too, just like Barcelona. And we saw Barcelona were not clinical with in front of goal with so many chances created by Barcelona. We saw 4 clear-cut chances that were lost by Barcelona's striker Rafinha. Rafinha was one of them. Ferran Torres one of them, and even Lamine Yamal was one of those players who lost those chances. And in the 43rd minute, Muriqi, the number 9 for Mallorca, got that equalizer, and it ended 1-1 at first time. Yeah, so we've seen the first 45 minutes of the game. So what do we have to say about the first 45 minutes?
The outcome of the first 5 minutes didn't actually reflect the expectation for that half. We expected Barca, with the kind of pressure they started with, kind of attack they went into that game, we expected more from them to deliver more goals. I was saying this game should get about 4 goals in the minimum, and at least 3 should come from the Barcelona team. They created the chances, but the finishing was outrightly poor. They had about 2 or 3 1v1 with the goalkeeper, but never executed them. And even the goal that was scored was a goal mouth scramble, an error from the defenders. And then Ferran Torres was just right in place to latch onto it and take advantage of that. So the Barca forward has not proven anything different from what they did against Las Palmas or what they did against Celta Vigo. They haven't shown us that they have improved or they're deserving of forgiveness from the fans. So the first half was disappointing, and I expect them to get some backlash from Hansi Flick in the dressing room for this, and I expect to see Lewandowski come into this game right after the turn of the half.
All right, let's quickly look at the stats of the first half in this encounter, where we see Barcelona dominated possession, winning 66% of the ball possession, and Mallorca won 34% of the ball possession. Goal attempt for Mallorca was 4, and for Barcelona was 7. Shot on goal 3 for Barcelona and just 1 for Mallorca. Then shot off goal 3 for Barcelona, 1 for Mallorca. Corner kicks 1 for Mallorca, 3 for Barcelona. Goalkeeper save 2 for Roma, and Inaki Paina, has been on holidays. Yellow card 2 for Barcelona, 1 for Mallorca. So that's some of the stats of the first half.
The decision to bench Lewandowski is actually not well. It didn't receive a good record ovation, the fanship of Barcelona. Some Barca players or Barca fans have this to report. One said, "What am I saying? Lewandowski is in his prime, and you're replacing him with Ferran Torres." And another fan said, "I didn't expect Lewandowski to be rested and Ferran to replace him." Another fan will say this is crazy. Lewandowski is the most important player in the front. Even if he doesn't score, it distracts his opponents to create space for his teammates to score. Another fan will say, "Flick, what are you doing?" So this is a time for Flick. I think it's a time for him to rethink that decision. And if Lewandowski is supposed to be serving a punishment, the fans of Barca, the elites of Barca, as well as the escos and extras and the socios are all saying, "Please forgive Lewandowski. Bring him back to the team." All of us want to see our Levan on the field punching the goals of Mallorca and giving Barca 3 points in this encounter, because it is very essential that Barca maintains that 4-point lead. Madrid has a match in hand, as we know, and they still have another match to play. So if they play all their matches and they win those matches, they will go top of the table. However, this one is so important. Barca needs 2 points ahead of Atletico, who is yet to play, and Real Madrid, who is also yet to play. They should play tomorrow for their midweek football. So Lewandowski should return to the field, and this game should actually change forms.
All right, you can hear that. You can hear that. Some of the views from some of the fans here. So, we've seen the stats of this match. So let's quickly look at the bench of the two sides here. Let's look at the players waiting to come on in the second half, and let's see. Let's quickly look at Mallorca, where we have Asano. Yeah, it's on the bench. Quenhu is on the bench. Griff, Larin, yeah, Lebris on the bench. Luna, yeah, and the Mascaril on the bench. Muri Boza on the bench. Navarro, Pretz on the bench. Rodriguez on the bench, and Vanda Hayden on the bench for Mallorca. No big name there, no known player, but they're all average. So let's look at Barcelona players on the bench. Where we have Astralaga on the bench, one of the goalkeeper, the Jong on the bench, Damiguez on the bench, Fort on the bench, Garcia on the bench, Gavi is back, after the injury. Lewandowski on the bench, Lopez on the bench, Martins on the bench, Zizny on the bench, Torre on the bench, then Victor Pau on the bench. Barcelona.
So the bench for Barca is pretty deep. They have the Young, they have Gavi, they have Lewandowski. Barca has Gerard Martins. We also have other defenders there too who could bring in something like Fort. Fort is also a strong young man coming up in the ranks. We have Paul Victor also on the bench, and those are players that can add some value. Let's not forget that we also have our dear Pez bench. What's his name now? First name is here.
Which one?
Barca young. Fermin Lopez is also on the bench. Depth is pretty deep. Barca on the bench, but the issue here is conversion. It's not about playing. Statistics favor Barca. Possession of the ball, chances created, dangerous chances created, shots at goal. But what was the productivity of all that goal? What do we get from it? What's the efficiency of these strikers? Forward play. What have they brought? What have they brought to the table? Count for Barcelona. That's what matters. So let's hope Lewandowski can come in and change the pace of the game and poach them, because all you need is chances which have been created.
So let me ask one question. What has actually changed from the days Barcelona played against Real Madrid, defeated Real Madrid 4-0, and defeated other teams 5-1, 3-1, where they score average of 3 goals in each of the matches they played? They won those. What has actually changed from that time till now?
One of the things that changed, first of all, is the momentum. The players also get tired. They come in with so much morale. It's Real Madrid we are playing. We have FC Bayern, and then play to instruction. And then number two is when you incur certain injuries, like Casado getting his suspension had, and then have Lamine Yamal not available for call-ups, because since the time he was not available to play, Barca has not been winning. Last game Barca played against Las Palmas came in at the 68th minute of the game. He had 30 minutes to. Even that, it looked like he wasn't settled into the game just yet. So today he started the game. He saw what he has done so far, but then there was no finisher. What he's creating, it's a creative midfield. Yes, he's supposed to produce and deliver, and then sometimes take the shot himself. Today he has taken one or two shots at goal that went wild. One was purely a waste, because very good chance that he should have actually given Barca the second goal, but he wasted it. It was wrongly taken, wrongly directed shot, and on the second occasion he could have taken a better shot. He took it with his right foot, and then it went just across the goal post. So we expect Lamine Yamal to come better to the party, and I expect him to get more confidence, because he seemed to have got used to playing with Lewandowski. So positioning for them is a lot easier than playing with friends. You know, the players you play with also matter. If you don't have a good understanding of those players, you might not get the best of yourself or the player. So yes, he has a better understanding with Robert Lewandowski, and we expect Lamine Yamal to take advantage of that. The same thing with Rafinha. Rafinha has a better understanding with Lewandowski. All of them are more confident that Lewandowski will hold play for you. Even if he doesn't advance to score, he will hold the play, and he's going to pressure the defenders. He's going to put a lot of fear into them. Once the area ball is coming, he has the height, he has the build, and he has the pace as well, which Ferran Torres may be lacking in, and also has a direction. Takes a shot at goal, will likely go towards goal compared to Ferran Torres, and his shot has power behind it. So yes, we expect to see some good changes at the end of the break. By the beginning of the second half, I expect to see Lewandowski coming in immediately to replace Ferran Torres. And as we move on, this guy has a yellow card, Kubasi has a yellow card, and so is Pedri. And so is Casado. Casado will need to be replaced, but Barca must be leading before Casado can be replaced.
All right, before the second half starts, because they're already coming out of the dressing room, let's quickly talk about Mallorca. Mallorca, we see them struggling each time below half of the table. That's where they finish. But this time around, we see them for the past 20 years, they've not been in this kind of position before, sitting sixth at this point in time. Where do you think they're going to finish?
The technical crew changed, or they acquired some players who have brought changes to the game. If you look at the spirit they played this half, they were motivated, have a string of wins stand behind them, and they can do it. They played against Real Madrid, and I think they got a draw against Real. And I'm certain of that. You can just help us check that. But it must have come from something. Maybe Atletico Madrid also suffered in their hands. So all this add up to their confidence, and they come into the field of play such hope that if it field is another giant, Barca is just another one that can be taken care of.
All right, I think they were defeated by Real Madrid just 1-0. Yeah. Okay, no, Atletico Madrid. Let me see, Real Madrid. That's not Real Madrid. That's Atletico Madrid. Let me confirm that. Yeah. So they defeated Real Madrid. No, it's Real Sociedad. That is Real Sociedad. They defeated Real Sociedad. Yeah, they defeated Real Sociedad. They defeated Real Betis.
Oh, that's
they defeated Valladolid.
And those are strong teams. Those are teams ahead of them on the table.
They defeated Rayo Vallecano. and they defeated Las Palmas. They defeated their last match was against Valencia. They defeated Valencia 2-1.
So imagine them defeating Valencia. Las Palmas just defeated Barcelona, and they defeated Las Palmas, and they defeated Real Sociedad that got a draw from Barcelona, and they defeated what's it called, Valladolid.
Yeah, Valladolid. Yeah.
So they
defeated Real Sociedad itself.
They have a string of confidence behind them. Aside that, there's something the coaching crew.
Yeah, Jakuba Arasata is a coach, so I think they are doing well. So let's see if they will be able to maintain 7 wins so far this season. That is massive. They've not been able to do that before, but hey, good for them. Let's see how it ends this time around. The second half have resumed, and this time around it is Barcelona who is attacking from left to right, and Mallorca attacking from right to left. Barcelona is on a cream, light cream jersey there.
I think that's green.
Yeah,
That's green.
That is lemon. Sorry, that is lemon. That's lemon, like lemon color. Yeah. So Mallorca is on the red and blue and black.
I think they're in there.
Yeah. So it's ongoing right now. Let's see what the second half will, how the second half will look like in this encounter so far. So, Doki, what are you expecting in the second half?
Well, I expect Barca to continue to attack and continue to leave the back open while attacking. You can't be doing both, defending and attacking at the same time. Likely be
Lamine Yamal looking for a chance, yeah, in a dangerous
out.
area, and a shot there. Oh. That one went high above the crossbar there.
You know, I just complained about him not taking it. And I'm sure the coach will have informed that he needs to take more shots. Some players are warming up, but Lewandowski is not one of them.
You know, talking about the young lad taking shots, coming from injury, don't you think this injury sometimes there's this psychological effect, on the players? Anytime they come back to the field, they tend to be careful not to, encourage that kind of injury.
Yes, we understand, but there's no way you can score if you don't take shots. He's a striker, has to take shots, and the injury he had was an ankle sprain.
I think that should be a yellow card. Look at the way he held on to the player.
Technical.
All right.
Africa still.
All right. So it is Barcelona with the ball. Another wrong pass there, and Mallorca return the ball back into the half of Barcelona. So right now it's into the hands of the goalkeeper Inaki Pena for Barcelona. I will send it to the left wing for Barcelona to build all over. And
the Flicks retains his position and is insistent that Inaki Pena #1 goalkeeper, irrespective of how good Chesney has been in training. Recall that Chesney came in, went to stage and had a season-long injury. Permission was given to Barca to hire another player, and were able to sign a contract, retiring Stegen, who quickly came out of, Chesney, who quickly came out of retirement and joined Barca. But Hansi Flick was very particular that Pena remains the #1 goalkeeper. And he still stated it in his press conference that, yes, Chesney is training very hard. Chesney is doing well. Pena is still the stopper.
Wow. Well, is he looking at the age or what?
I think it's just a dressing room thing. Don't want to take the confidence of the players who are putting in so much. And just bring in another keeper and then bench the keeper they believe so have a chance.
And a chance for Barcelona.
Because I believe Pena has been on the waiting list for so long, for 2 seasons, backing up. And this is the season for him, chance for him to come to the front and actually substantive goal. The dressing room, defenders, the players actually want for. And Flick is not going to defeat their morale by just bringing in Chesney. I see Chesney coming in later. See him coming in later. So we must wait for Akipena to make obvious mistakes before that happens.
But don't you think, with this punishing of players, from from as a flick right now. Saw the spirit of the players even before now, before probably as a flick started punishing player. The way he brought, he brought those players together like a father figure. He was like a father figure. He brought them together and they gave their best. And now we're not getting the best from Barcelona. Don't you think sometimes instead of punishing them with one, maybe not featuring them, or don't you think you should continue with that talk like a father?
I think it's not much. It's not totally of a punishment issue. To sit out. Yes, he wants to pass a message, but keeping Lewandowski out of the game, it's not totally. Yes, it's not totally a punishment. It's something finds a requisite, finds it necessary that that is important as a message across. Without Lewandowski, still win. Nobody. This is a team of elites. Nobody should hold the team.
Yeah, so the message is that even though you are the best, you can be punished.
The message is more like, though Lewandowski has been the lifeline, getting the goal, some people should also step up. What if he's injured? Yes, according to him, we have several matches, very important matches to play in the coming weeks and coming days for the end of the year. So let Lewandowski also take a rest. And let's see what others can do on their own. So if they can win the match without Lewandowski, why not? If a team can win without Messi, why not? Exactly the point. And that's what he's trying to pass across. Guys, develop your confidence. It's not about Lewandowski. It's not about any one man. It's about a team. This is a team.
All right. It's a free kick here to Barcelona in a dangerous area. Now let's see if Barcelona will be able to.
Standing on the ball here, two players. Rafinha is standing behind the ball. Daniel Olmo is also standing with him. Olmo will likely do a step over because that position is good for the left player. And we know Rafinha always wants to take the lead in situations. But I would have preferred a surprise shot from Olmo. But knowing Rafinha, it's likely not going to happen. I think Rafinha will take the shot. He may just go over the fence or something. But let's see how it goes.
Oh, that was a beautiful one, but saved by the goalkeeper. He got that position right. But Roma was well positioned. A dive to the right side and was able to save that one. Yeah. Beautiful free kick, but good goalkeeping also.
Yeah, beautiful free kick. But it didn't went directly to the keeper's position, and the power was not active. So yes, it was a beautiful kick. No, it can't for anything.
Right. A goal. So it's the moment here for Barcelona. They're still building momentum. Can Barcelona get a winning goal here? And like we normally say, one goal lead is not. Does not give the confidence enough. Right now they've equalized. We've seen the numbers of goals they missed in the first half, and right now it's one of the reasons why they have to struggle right now.
Everybody knows that even a 2-goal lead is not a guarantee that you win the game. Now, Man City just showed us 2 weeks ago that 3-goal lead is not a guarantee for winning the game.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? Even a 3-goal lead is not a guarantee.
Yeah.
So you just have to keep scoring, and if they score back, get back in there. You two should score. At any rate, you want to win the game. However you win it, just win it.
Just win it. Yeah.
So you get your own chance. You score your first goal. Same way you were able to score your first goal, the opponent can also score their own first goal. And if you score 2, they can also score their 2 goals back. So if football is a game of this and that, now it's going to take a very resilient team to score 2 goals and then go back into defense and defend those 2 goals their lives, and then win. And also the tactics of the coach. When the Man City were leading Feyenoord by 3-0, one will expect Guardiola.
Oh, there's a beautiful moment here for Barcelona. Again, 1-B situation with the goalkeeper. But this time around, it's like a penalty. This should be a penalty and a yellow card. Lamine Yamal won it for Barcelona. Yeah. Lamine Yamal won that one for Barcelona, and you can see.
And Rafinha will take it.
Wow, wow, wow. Look at that link-up play.
I think he wants to give the penalty to Lamine Yamal.
Look at that link-up play. Lamine Yamal was in the right position. He got the pace to drive into the box, and it was brought down.
Fouled.
Oh, from the back foot.
Yes, it was. If it was just his body, it wouldn't have been a foul. But
he kicked him at the back foot. Look at that.
Lamine was ahead of him.
Lamine was ahead of him.
He had to foul.
So he plugged his eye. It's a clear.
Yeah, that's taking one for the team because
look at it. Look
penalty
at it.
is a 50-50 thing. You may score it or lose it. It's better than him just going ahead to score. And Rafinha will take it. I know he won't.
So Rafinha, who has a 90% of accuracy.
Yeah. Let all the shows and the lights in the studio, let them see that he will score it. All the lights in the studio will celebrate. Or the lights will dim when Rafinha scores the goal. And that's a goal. We already had the confirmation from here.
And it's a goal for Barcelona.
Goal. I got the confirmation.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a goal. Okay, so the lights became not showing anymore. And they just dimmed out.
All right, it's looking good for Barcelona right now, but again,
so
they went ahead of Mallorca again for the second time. Let's see for the second time if Mallorca will equalize again. You know, I'm talking about Barcelona conceding so many goals these days. Don't you think it's time for Hansi Flick to start working on, getting clean sheets?
Well, much as he wants to, he doesn't have the firepower to do that. His defense is made up of average players. Paul Kubasi is a 16, 17-year-old guy. He's a boy that is still in high school. Do you understand?
I'm getting.
He's still in high school. He's still going to write on form of WAEC. He still attends secondary school.
Wow.
And the one heading the defense of Barcelona. Inigo Martinez, we know, has never been a top level defender. He's never been in the ranks of Araujo, never been in the ranks of Piqué or ranks of Silva. So he's not a top level defender, and he's the one supposedly also leading the defense of Barcelona. So if we have somebody like Araujo, a good form, pairing with Paul Kubasi, Araujo can actually cover for Kubasi. Kubasi is a fast player and has very sharp reflexes. Has a chance, almost an equalizer, although that should be an offside.
Yeah.
But that was a good move by Mallorca. They almost got an equalizer there. It was a beautiful score play from their left back, and he sends it right.
3 players off, two way off. Yeah.
He sends it right into the penalty area, but it was off the goal. And the flag also went up. Okay, so Barca still takes the lead. Barca is still ahead by 1 goal. 2 goals to 1 in favor of Barcelona. And so just as I was saying concerning the defense, there's no way you can get less kind of result. Have the players to do. What kind of wayward pass is that? That was a wayward pass from very likely Casado. Casado just appointed his fans there. And I used to like that ball.
Once in a while. You won't stop liking him because of that.
That's how we say it. I used to like that boy. It's how children talk. I used to like that boy.
All right, is the hour mark of this encounter, and right now Barcelona have gone ahead again for the second time in this encounter, 2-1 right now as the stand. In Mallorca own home. So let's see if it's Mallorca looking like a team that want to equalize here, but let's see again if Barcelona will be putting more in. So and don't you think it's time for another man for Barcelona? Oh, that was a close one. Don't you think it's time for Lewandowski to be introduced in?
No, I don't think he's going to. Possibly will rest him throughout this. I know Hansi Flick properly. As long as this team is leading, 11 will remain.
Wow.
Yeah, there are matches to play. You have for the weekend. Have another one next week. I think there's still Champions League. And you have like 2 other games for the turn of the Christmas break. Likely starts on the 22nd, and there's a chance. Oh no, it wasn't well taken by Ferran Torres. He took a blind shot, was stopped, and Daniel Olmo is begging for a yellow card. Did he get one? Oh, that was Pedri. Pedri just got himself in the books of the referee. Got a yellow card. That's actually avoidable. He didn't need that tackle. Alexander Balde was already covering up for him. Now he got himself in the pretty costly, because we now have 3 backup players, yellow cards. And what it means is any of them can be susceptible to get another infringement. And then
the red card.
Get a red card, which was the major issue Barca had against Celta Vigo.
Marc
Casado got himself a red card, and
it's a moment for Mallorca. Shot again, blocked there.
The Barca midfield crumbled.
So don't you think Hansi Flick should be taking those players that have yellow card, probably 1 or 2 of them out, that are playing sensitive position?
About who's he going to replace them with? De Jong supposed to play for Casado. We saw what happened when De Jong came in against Celta Vigo. The midfield crumbled. Because De Jong will want to hold the ball and spin around and turn around, and football is gone beyond that. There will be 2 presses on you from 2 sides. People will press you, and when they get the ball off you, the referee is not going to give you an infringement. And De Jong wants to dance, he wants to turn around. Hansi Flick doesn't want to turn around. Hansi Flick wants to move the ball forward. Look at the kind of game they play. They want the ball moved forward. Don't turn back. Keep it forward. Keep going forward. That's his own. But De Jong does not do that. He doesn't move forward. That was so close.
That was a close one there. Look at that link-up pass by Lamine Yamal, but it was well read by the defender there. Yeah.
Okay, it does referee for team, because that was a poor tackle from Lamine Yamal, marked from bringing on. Although it was a small tackle. Look at Ferran Torres here. It was just
to move.
And sensible. We do nothing of that. That was a counter-attack situation that the Barca team should have taken advantage of and got the 3rd goal. With the 3rd goal in hand, you are putting a lot of pressure on your defense, and then you are reducing their morale. So they start losing again, and then you have more time to play with the ball, spin it around as you want, and if your opponents don't have the ball, like Pep Guardiola will say, they can't score.
Oh. All right, the match is on, and it's eating on right now, just in front of the Mallorca fans, who are always there cheering up. That the fans are motivated, because for a very long period they've not seen their team made them proud like this.
Yeah, Mallorca has always been a bottom table team. They've always fought really, but this time around they want to maintain that position, and they actually think that Barca is in.
But this is another off, and the referee is not blowing.
They will now put up the flag after he has taken.
It, I think. Look at the last man. It was off. Look at it. Look at it. It was off. 3 of the players were off. So I wonder what kind of officiating is this. They need to improve on it. Stop the player.
But that's the new rule. They wait until they take the shot before now decide. Because if they score the goal, they have to go and look at the position again. Say, it was the goal. But if you scored and it was a mistake for them, then you'll have denied them a good chance of scoring wrongly.
Honestly.
But when it's obvious, it should be that.
Of course.
It's obvious. You are obviously behind the last man. So, yes, it's an offside.
All right, that's Mallorca with the ball in the middle of the park, bringing passes around against Barcelona. Barcelona are leading 2-1 right now. And back into the hands of Roma, the goalkeeper of Mallorca, who sent a long one up to the right wing there for his player, but they have been dispossessed of the ball. Back to Inaki Pena, the goalkeeper of Barcelona, who passed that one to Kounde. Kounde still
That's Lamine Yamal.
Lamine Yamal. Kounde sent that one to Lamine Yamal, and right now it's Olmo with the
Olmo.
ball, yeah, building up from the left wing there, and
Alexander
has the ball. Good link string of passes there in the box there. So it is still Barcelona holding up to the ball. Let's see if they will be able to get a goal here.
Pedri must turn.
You know, we saw them in the first half. You know, they had the ball and they were holding onto the ball. You know, never making good use of it. I think they should be making use of it. At least 2 goals up against them. Mallorca would have been a safer area to be.
Yeah. You want to create as much distance from your opponent as possible. Let the goal separate you. But when you are not effective up front, in front of goal, then must be ready for anything. Look at that situation. That ball should be in Barca's possession. But Balde, or what's his name, Lamine Yamal was looking for the referee to blow for him because according to him, he believed it was infringed on. But why would you stop gameplay when the referee has not, you've not heard the whistle? They're professional player.
If you go head the whistle and you're stopping,
and you're stopping the gameplay and expecting the referee to support you,
because you
stopping gameplay. And when the referee doesn't stop you, it creates problems for your whole team.
All right, talking about the Barcelona players, you know, we can see some players who are injury like Araujo, Bernal, Christensen, Ansu Fati, and then Ter Stegen on injury. And Ter Stegen, we know, is out of the season. You know, so the rest player, which of these players do you think they missed most?
I think of those is Araujo. Araujo was a pillar in the Barca defense that won La Liga 2 seasons ago. That was one Barca team that recorded the least number of goals in so many years of Barca. The team that Xavi used, and Araujo was the henchman that defense that won the La Liga trophy. And last season, he also did his best to get into the second position, but he got injured last season. A year-long injury. Still not recovered from that injury. When he recovered from the injury, he was training, and he had a relapse of the injury while training. And that's actually been one of the major albatross of Barca's defense, because Araujo being out and injured has left Barca with no option than to keep playing Inigo Martinez, who is actually not a first-class defender. You know, the first-class central back. But there's no other option. Eric Garcia was also injured. He just came back to full training recently. And I think he's on the bench. He could be a backup. But between Eric Garcia and Inigo Martinez, who would you rather play? I would rather play Eric Garcia because he's faster and it's more intuitive and he can move the ball forward, you know, better than Martinez. And he's a younger player too. Inigo should be in the range of 34, 35 years old. Not a young player. Eric Garcia should be around 30, 31. They have some age in it. So Barca has been plagued by injury in that defensive area. And of course, you know the story behind Mark Ter Stegen. So he had an anterior cruciate ligament ACL injury that he had to operate on. That operation cost him not expected to return until June or July. Season part of this. So that's the spell.
What about Bernal and Christensen?
Bernard also had a similar injury. Ter Stegen. Bernard had his own injury about a third or fourth game into the season. Wonderful young man in the central defensive midfield position. Wonderful young man. In fact, Barca was so glad that we got a replacement for Busquets, only for Bernard to put his leg into a tackle, and the opponent just went and slept. He just sat on his leg, and the knee and he had anterior cruciate ligament, and that's his own end for the season. ruled out for the entire season. Vedat is not expected to play.
And the young lad, Asufati.
Ansu Fati has been plagued with injuries for the past 3-4 years.
But when he went to Brighton, we didn't see much of injury.
He didn't play much in Brighton. He was usually seated out. He possibly played 6 or 7 matches in the whole league, and it was the replacement. He never started. I think he started any of those smaller trophies, Carabao Cup or FA Cup. He never started. They didn't trust him there to perform. So he didn't do much in Brighton. So where will he get the injury from? But when he came back to Barca and was involved in some gameplay, he had some other injuries, which was different from the initial injury that took him off for almost 2 years. It was off for 2 years, not 1 season.
All right, so right now it is the 70th minute of the encounter between Mallorca versus Barcelona. And right now it's Mallorca having 1 goal and Barcelona 2. At this point in time, 2 goals scored by Barcelona so far. So they are leading right now. And right now they still remain top of the La Liga table. Right now they are extending the gap. Looking at Real Madrid will be having 2. They have 2 games in hand right now against. But again, we can tell it's like Real Madrid have the opportunity to go top of Barcelona this time.
Of course, if they win, but if you haven't played, you haven't won, definitely you can't count 3 points until you play and win. So they must play and win first before you count. It's an advantage because you have games in. Not all advantages that are taken are missed. So they have to play the games first. As it stands at the end of the game, if it ends this position, Barca will be 4 points ahead on the league table. And they will be 5 points ahead of Atletico Madrid as well. So, yes, even if Madrid plays their next game and wins, Barca will still be 1 point ahead of Real Madrid.
All right, so that was a beautiful shot there by Mallorca. But that went high, and there's a substitution here. 2 players for Barcelona coming in right now. And 2 players out for Barcelona. So we'll be looking at
so De Jong is coming in, and he came in for Dani Olmo, and we also have Paul Victor coming in, Ferran Torres. So Paul Victor could play the front line, actually play Lewandowski's position better than Ferran Torres. De Jong will play for that. What it means is Casado remains in his position. However, Pedri will still double with Casado in position. But De Jong will have to step back and play in the holding midfield. So Barca is actually playing 2 pivots at the moment, while Pedri will play in front of them. So Pedri will have more room to move front than he used to.
All right, Pedri will have more room to move in front than he used to. So the match is still ongoing. And right now, is free goal kick to Barcelona. They quickly take that one, and Barcelona stringing passes around, drive into the middle of the park. Yeah, send that one to Wunde, who return it back to Inaki Pena, the goalkeeper of Barcelona. And still Barcelona with the ball. Martinez send a long one there. It's a contention between 2 players. Yes, got to the ball, but they lost possession too.
That's a good run from Paul Victor.
Yeah.
Just registered his presence. That run. Beautiful.
So you see Barcelona with the ball right now.
Lamine Yamal.
Lamine Yamal from the left.
Beautiful.
Look at that corner! Oh, no!
Did you see what that boy did?
Look at that corner!
That was fantastic. That was superb.
Look at that corner.
Look at it. And he used the instep. He just sent a volley in with the instep, and it was right there where he wanted it. And Rafinha just pounced on it. Now,
you have the eyes of an eagle. He saw that from the distance.
Did you see that? That ball went in front of about 4 players of Mallorca. Watch the replay again.
Wow.
Look at it. Take another look. Take a look. Take a look at it.
Look at that. My grace.
3 players were in front of that ball. And the spinner just went round all of them and got to the destination.
What a goal for Barcelona. Look at that with his left foot.
That was just the winner of this game for me. That was just the high point in this game. Let's just go home now. Let's just end it. Referee just blows the whistle. We'll give them the 15 minutes to take up. Come on, take a look. I actually expected him to do that. And just a tap in.
And when people begin to talk about this young lad, that this has a prospect of Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah. In another 2-3 years, this guy should be.
My grace, look at that play.
He should be winning Ballon d'Or. And I tell you, it might not even take that long. Because if Barca performs this season, and Barca should win La Liga, and Barca should win Champions League, and possibly get to the final of Copa del Rey or even win Copa del Rey, with the performance of this guy, you know his contribution to the team is so important.
Important, yeah.
He's going to be penned down for Ballon d'Or. He might win Ballon d'Or this or next year.
You can hear that. So it's a throw here to Mallorca. Quickly take the one, send that one into the half of Barcelona. Trying to link up his man there, but that one has been blocked by Barcelona.
So now you can see Hansi Flick being justified. At halftime, during the break, if you looked at the expression of the president of the club, Laporta was annoyed. Maybe you didn't notice it. While during halftime, before they returned for second half, he was standing there with some of the vice president or officials of Barca, and he was possibly asking the question why Lewandowski was not being played. Because Barca needed to win this game. One Laporta is a man that is suffering, and let's be rest assured, after this season of him, I don't think he's going to be the hem of Barca. Hey. Oh, deflected.
Wow. Beautiful moment there.
That was deflected by Ender. Beautiful moment. You know, he actually played one for one.
Yeah.
With the player, Rafinha.
So let's see the corner kick right now to Barcelona. Send it into the box here, and there's a battle in the penalty area. And Mallorca will fancy and a counter there, but first they countered there, but that one was deflected. The shot back by Lamine Yamal, that one was deflected, and it went into the hands of Roma, goalkeeper of Mallorca. You see the substitution. Talking about the substitution made by Hansi Flick, is he paying off now?
Of course, building his results. Take Ferran Torres out. That's the first thing you should do. Move Ferran Torres. Taking out what's it called? Daniel Olmo. Well, yes, he hasn't really clicked in this game. So yes, he needs to step out and give Pedri some room to move forward. But I think Pedri himself will be taking out shot. And another player in the likeness of Gavi will be introduced. Gavi is a more defensive mid. Will possibly be introduced to replace Pedri. The young will stay on. I think Ferran Torres may just be relieved of that position so he can rest. And then maybe Lewandowski may get 10 minutes or 5 minutes of playtime just to warm him up. Defense line, Paul Kubasi could be relieved for Eric Garcia to come in. Gerard Martins to be given game time. But I think Paul Kubasi may be taken out in order to some rest.
Yeah, and also he's having a yellow card. And there's a young lad, Lamine Yamal from the right wing. Look at that pass again. Another mysterious pass. And that is goal!
Somebody should unplug me. I think it was like jamming. I was like, wow, did he jam? I was like, you know, when the record has cut.
You see that kind of pass again?
Yeah.
Just like the first one.
He's read his opponents. Look at them.
Look at that.
That was just the place. He has only one leg, just his left leg. That's the better of the two legs. And take a look at how De Jong just stepped in and just set it into the net.
Oh my grace! Look at that goal.
Oh, beautiful from De Jong. Because that could have been blocked too. He just placed it into the middle of all of them. He didn't even look where he was shooting it to.
Well, Lamine Yamal is the reason why Barcelona is getting all this goal right now.
So now you can agree with me.
All those days when he was missing, Barcelona was struggling. And now look at the way he's making it easy. Look at the kind of passes he's stringing.
Now you imagine Lewandowski in this kind of opportunities here and there from Lamine Yamal. Lewandowski might have scored a hat-trick in this game. And then, because he's actually scored 17 league goals, 18 matches, 18 league goals in 15 matches. So he's actually outdone former records and so many other ones created by Messi at this point of the encounter. 17, 18 goals in 15 matches.
My grace.
More than 100% efficiency.
Wow. So right now it's 3-1 in this encounter. Barcelona leading. 4-1, sorry. 4-1 in this encounter. Barcelona leading. Just like a joke, just like a mystery. Lamine Yamal providing all the goals. Is the reason why Barcelona is getting all the goals. And another drop there! Oh! Wow.
Oh, that will have been the goal of the week. Yes, so, I mentioned Eric Garcia will likely come in for Paul Kubasi. And Eric Garcia has just warmed up. Eric Garcia is on the touchline now, waiting to come in. That was just the evidence that the second goal was not an error, or the third goal.
Wow.
Macasado for Gavi. Yeah, Macasado because of the yellow card for Gavi. And Pedri is for the yellow card too. And Eric Garcia will come in. So Barca has how many defenders on this field? Central defenders: Jules Koundé, Paul Kubasi, Inigo Martinez, Eric Garcia. 4 central defenders behind 4, and they also have Gavi there to hold in the midfield. They have De Jong there, who is also a pivot or a holding midfield.
And is the scorer of the goal.
The formation has changed to a defensive one.
So right now is the 82nd minute of this encounter. Mallorca 1, Barcelona 4. 2 beautiful goals scored lately by De Jong and Rafinha, but all hail to Lamine Yamal because of those.
That was Paul Victor. Because see the young man score playing from difficult positions. That was Paul Victor. So I actually think as a Flix is trying to give these young guys more playing time, build their confidence, and try and ease out older and established legs. So if Paul Victor can come in and within 15 minutes of coming in, 3 goals have been scored. Or 2. Okay, 2 have been scored within 10 minutes of his coming in. The Mallorca has a chance now. This is a dangerous play. But Barca resolves that. And then counter-attack from here coming. What do we see? Lamine Yamal has the ball. What does he do? He tries to control. No, he can't control. And it's a goal. Paul Victor gets his goal.
Goal number 5 for Barcelona.
I think we need more lights in the studio right now. So that they can show. More light needs to show in the studio. I don't know what gives some people confidence to go and be placing bets against Barcelona, against Barca. You're betting against Barcelona, against what are they called again? Is it Mallorca or Osasuna or what? These are clubs that never played in Europe for 20, 30 years.
When Las Palmas defeated Barcelona, they thought
and then they now develop confidence.
It's going to be
now they are going to need more light in the studio so they can show.
They threw away 2 goals lead against Celta Vigo. Lost against Real Madrid. They thought it was going to continue.
And now they have to use their own hands to change the scores. We need more light in the studio. Oh, that was created. Beautiful cross from De Jong. De Jong just played, and Paul Victor was just right there to tap it in. And you could see the expression from the Barca bench. This is like, yes, this is what we've been trying to do all along. 5-1 looks more like our correct scoreline. Not 2-1, not 3-2. 5-1, 6-1. We still have another 7-10 minutes to deliver another goal. Maybe make it 6-1 or 7-1, and then send some waves down the line for the next team that is coming on Saturday. And of course, Barca is going to be at home on Saturday or Sunday, and then the next team coming would look at the scoreline and say, look, it was like 6-1 or 7-1. Oh, guys, let us be careful.
But look at the way they got these goals. You know, just take it step at a time. You know, they were not in haste. Even the way their pace was not too fast. But you know, but in the first half we saw them, they were not clinical enough. They wasted all the chances they had. But at last, this second half, I think they've been clinical enough.
What the only thing that changed is that Lamine Yamal became more confident. That's what I saw change. He became more confident, and then Ferran Torres, who was wasteful before, had been taken off. So Rafinha can actually play his game better, and I think Flick must have told them to play like that. They play your game better. Relax. We can get this. We have this. And I think that's what changed. They became more confident. They became more together. And then Rafinha will step out now. And who's coming in for Rafinha? Fermin Lopez. Lopez will come in for Rafinha. And that should be the last substitution for Barca. You know, I could almost win a bet if I took one with you. Lewandowski is never going to play this game. He's not going to play the game. He will play on Saturday, not today.
So it is 86 minutes of the game. Just 4 minutes left to be played, including oh
my God! What's wrong with this boy? Is he
not
going to score today? Goalkeeper. Oh, this boy is not going to score today. He's jinxed for this match.
Who? Yamal?
Yamal. He should have scored that. That was a good chance. 1v1 with the goalkeeper.
Wow.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad. This boy is not going to score today. Look at it.
1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. He had a chance.
Chipped, and it wasn't high enough. Chip wasn't high enough. Ordinarily, he will score that kind of situation.
And there's a moment here for Mallorca, but Inakipena cleared that one out. So still by Mallorca in the back half right now. They're building up from the middle of the park. It's a long one.
And you know, another thing I noticed today is De Jong coming in and he's playing like a demon. He's playing like a lion here in this game. He's really playing fiercely like he doesn't usually play. He's coming into the game. He's running into tackles. He's running with the ball. He's showing up in the opponent's 18. It means a lot because Barca is considering selling De Jong for £20 million.
Wow.
That's how bad it is. Because Flick doesn't seem to have any confidence in De Jong anymore. And then I think in January they're looking at offloading him for £20 million. So if he can step his game up, why? Why should they offload De Jong for £20 million? When Lamine Yamal is valued at £140 million.
So it is time is ticking right now. Just having some minutes left to regulation time. 1 minute plus some seconds left to regulation time, and this to me this is a whitewash. You know, Barcelona, 5-1 leading against Mallorca at in their own stadium in front of their crowd. And one thing about these fans, they are not leaving the stadium.
Yeah. They are enjoying the game. They're having a good game. They're enjoying themselves.
All right, Mallorca building up. Can they get one to add to that one goal tally they're having? To send a long cross, yeah. And Inakipena, caught that one comfortably. So Barcelona will build all over again from their own final third. Yeah, so drive the one into the middle of the park. Right now in the center circle. Barcelona still in control of the possession. Send that one to the left wing. And they're just buying position around because looking good already for Barcelona It's all 3 points for Barcelona.
Yes,
And nothing
it's confirmed now. We can go to bed. In fact, that's what I'm tweeting now. I'm just telling fans that they should all just go to bed, go and have their favorite dinner, and if you do pounded yam, it's time to go and feast on your pounded yam and whatever drink that goes for you with it. So,
all right, we have a message here from Mary Olubude. Say Mallorca are local rated team, so why Barca fans jubilating over a small club so low to them? Then we have Benedict Boniface. Say, Doc, are you trying to piss off your mate? No, I don't think your mate will be comfortable with your celebration.
Yeah, mate. That reminds me. Thanks, thanks, Mary Olubude. We thank you for that comment. And yes, where is Yemite now?
You see, I don't think Yemite will be comfortable with your
How
celebration.
I wish he was here for this and we could have analyzed this game together. You know, when Mallorca equalized, it will have been, will have developed cockroach shoulders. You know, when the cockroaches are very proud and they bring up their shoulder. That's what we will have developed when they equalized. And by now, when it's 5-1, he will be looking for where to hide his face. Oh, I wish he was here. I'm sorry, Yemite, you are not here. I just wish he can call in to also celebrate with us. Yeah. I'll show his disappointment for failing to win or get anything from this match.
So it is 90 minutes already. Yeah, so we're going to see the added on time in this encounter. And it's looking done and dusted for Barcelona. So there's no magic here Mallorca can do here. So no magic. It is already played into 1 minute into the added on time. So we'll confirm the additional minute in this encounter. So Barcelona, let's look at it. 4 points away from Real Madrid. Real Madrid with 2 games in hand and 5 points away from Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, 5 points away.
So Atletico Madrid, yeah, have a lot of work to do with the game in hand. So 3 minutes additional time, 2 minutes already played. So we're just having 1 minute plus some seconds to be played in this encounter. Doki,
I think you should give me a medal now for coming in Barca uniform, and Barca is going to now. I'm going to make this prediction too.
Yeah.
Man City will be playing in a couple of days. I think they have midweek football. I think they're going to start coming back and they might score goals, a lot of goals in their comeback. It's going to be similar to this. They suffered a similar fate with Barca about the same time, and they will possibly start shooting and getting the goals now.
You know, we saw the reaction of Pep Guardiola. And after the noise from the fans, he was showing them like this.
That is 1-6 Premiership. Yeah, it was just trying to remind the Liverpool fans that you guys have won only 1 Premiership in the last 25 years. 25? No, that's 20 years. 1 in the last 20 years. I have won it 6 times in the last 8 years.
And including back to back.
6 in 8 years. So
and that is the final whistle of this encounter. And it's a Barca who takes the day in a flying note against Mallorca. 5-1 thrashing here of Mallorca. So Doki, we have seen the final 9. We've seen the 90 minutes of this game, and back in Barcelona. I think you're happy this time. But the first half, it was a heartbreak.
No. It was. It's something that happens. Like I said during the halftime, Barca will go and talk to themselves and try and fine-tune their errors. They'll possibly change the striker, which they did. Pau Victor was a more effective forward than Ferran Torres, and it's clear now. Okay, even the socios and the management will know that Pau Victor is a lot more effective than Ferran Torres, and next time he wants Pau Victor to start, they won't disturb him. Of course, I'm not saying they will disturb him if he started, but he has the confidence now that Pau Torres himself understands that Pau Victor is a better striker than him, and he got his result, and he didn't play Lewandowski.
All right, Doki, thanks Thanks very much for coming to the studio. Your final take, please.
Thank you very much for having me once more, and thank you, fans. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, all our friends all around the world who keep encouraging us at the Premier Sports Fan Center, where we do talk along and we talk football as it's being played live. Until we see again for the coming matches, stay blessed.
All right, can hear that? Stay blessed and have a blessed night rest. Bye.